Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And while our new space gets renovated, we're back and in front of the shoe wall.
Dude, OGs know. This is the... What move was this? This is during the pandemic?
This was definitely pandemic, what was it, COVID-19 peak.
Yeah, or spring 2020, this was the set.
Yeah, this was. Anyway, we're talking about the Mizuno Neo Vista. And we're excited about this because we haven't been excited about a Mizuno shoe in a long time. Matter of fact, the last one I got excited about was Hitagami and the Sayonara. And then it's been a blank for about 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, we had the Rebellion Pro and Rebellion Pro 2, but as far as just other, outside
like daily training.
Yeah, outside of that, I think we were the Wave for us. I think we were done with some of the Waves. Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
I ran a marathon that.
Did
Look
you?
at the stack height on that. This is why Hoka's used to look weird.
Yeah.
Now this shoe looks weird.
Yeah. How much would someone have to pay to do a marathon in that shoe again?
Honestly, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Like
right now.
your legs are wrecked afterwards.
Right now.
Right now, I would have to build up some foot strength, but yeah, so I guess I'd have them pay for my training and my chiropractic and my massages.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
All right.
$5,000.
Okay.
Probably get it done.
All right, Mizuno, you heard it. Let's do it. Bring it back. All right, so this is quite a difference between that shoe and this shoe. We are in full max cushion territory here. So let's talk about this shoe. So this is what would you call it? Is this a super trainer? You consider it in the super trainer
This
range?
is definitely a super trainer.
Okay.
It's got a new foam that's not your standard EVA. It's got this plate on the bottom. They call it a fiberglass plate. It feels like regular old TPU.
It's actually both. It's glass infused TPU. Glass
What's the
fiber
point?
infused
Why do they
TPU.
do that?
To confuse everyone?
I guess so.
So it is a super trainer. Let's talk about, you want to talk about the details of the shoe before getting into the ride of it?
I definitely want to get into the upper because this is a scary thing for shoe companies to do. Most often, you do a knit upper like this, you get it wrong. There's no margin for error because this has to fit a lot of foot shapes and it doesn't have a lot of built-in structure.
Right.
So you're looking at kind of putting in underlays that kind of give a little bit of support. There's only one other shoe that's done this really well, and I feel like this is at that level. I almost wish they went a little higher, and this is why it's great to have the shoe wall rather.
Oh, yeah.
Bam! If I can get that tall, I'm gonna knock
die.
it over.
We're all gonna die.
You are gonna die. Oh, there we go. This is my all-time favorite upper of a running shoe, and this guy, it comes close.
Okay, all right.
I love this thing. Once you strap this on, it felt like it's a Nike Lunar Epic.
There we go.
And once you put this on your foot, this midsole felt like it was part of your foot. It just blended it perfectly together. It was a great feeling. And this shoe, while the upper isn't quite that dialed in as that shoe, I think once we get down to the midsole, it does have a better ride.
Yeah, I was, again, same as you, skeptical of this upper. I've seen some bagginess and folding in other uppers that are knit. When people do knit upper, they're trying to be cheap in some ways, save some money, and it's just rarely done right. And I gotta say, put my foot in this shoe, it just felt like it sucked to the foot. Yeah, foot sucking going on. That's a different channel, but we'll get there.
Probably get more views on that channel.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But it felt really good.
Check Robbe's OnlyFans page.
Yeah, it's the links in one of the descriptions. I probably accidentally copied it there at some point.
This upper fit you.
Yeah.
It fit me, and it fit Meg. And we all have different volume, feet, widths, all that stuff. I was actually surprised that it worked for each of us. And even Megan Featherston, I was talking to her about it.
Yeah.
She has a real tough time with the uppers and the toe box. And she said at first when she put it in, it was a little snug, but then it loosened up and molded to her foot.
Yeah, and it's really nice. Again, fits well. I wanted to say, because a lot of people see this and think, oh, it's like gonna give me rubbing on the heel or around the ankle. It actually doesn't come up as high as you think it does. I have worn no-show socks and had no problems running in it.
I actually wish it went up higher.
Yeah, and I like Lunar Epic, but I didn't have any like rubbing issues or anything like that at all. And I think a lot of people, when they see this, freaks them out a little bit. It is a little bit warm. I mean, you have a knit upper, it's gonna be warm. Like there's just no getting around it.
There's not a lot of not of breathability in these knit uppers that are so tightly woven. I've been running in this in mostly like 50s, 60s, in those areas, and I felt it was pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Let's move on to the midsole. This is Mizuno Enerzy NXT, as they spell it. No one likes vowels these days.
No. All right, so Robbie, normally EVA's become a dirty word in midsoles. You're going to tell me that this is EVA?
Yeah, it is EVA, supercritical EVA. So there is some extra air in there.
I like that. That's what gives you that bouncy, soft feeling. And I think they call that like gravity or something, like of the midsole foam. It has more air in it. Now, the trade-off to that is a lot of times you get more air in there and it flattens out faster.
I don't know if you felt that at all. I haven't yet. What did you feel though in the ride of this midsole?
So I have about 35 miles in this, maybe a little more. And the shoe just feels very smooth through the stride. It's extremely cushioned. I would almost say borders on maybe being too cushiony sometimes. And where I feel like it gets a little soft is when you're trying to pick up the pace.
Yeah, it's definitely soft. Because of the plate in here, you do get, even though it compresses a lot, you still get that rebound and that there's a kind of rocker geometry going on here. So especially off the toe, you do get that nice push off the toe. But yeah, for people who are looking for a firmer shoe or like something that's snappy, it's not that, of course.
It's not snappy, but that's where I think the beauty of this shoe is. When you get out for those daily miles, this shoe really sings for like just a nice cushion, a break for your legs. It's 9.8 ounces for a size 10.5 or
279 grams, which is pretty light for
these high stack shoes.
I mean, because we didn't even mention the stack. It's 44.5 in the heel, 36.5 in the forefoot.
That's tons of cush.
I mean, that's you're pretty much at the top there, outside of the Primex Strong and like the Hoka Cielo X or around that range.
Skyward X. So yeah, I'll grab that down.
Yeah.
So the shoes that I would compare it to would be the Skyward X and the original.
Yeah.
SC Trainer V1, Skyward X. These are max cushion shoes with that really soft, protective feel for your legs. This shoe fits right in there.
I mean,
and it's an ounce or two lighter than most of these.
Ounce and a half for sure. Yeah, it's an ounce and a half lighter than the V1 of this. And again, I felt, and we said this in our first thoughts video, I felt like this shoe is basically a lightweight version of this shoe to a T almost.
Yeah, so if you like this one, really like this one.
And that was always one of the complaints we had about this shoe, was that it was a comfortable cruiser, but the weight can get a little much. And kind of the same with the Skyward X in a way. I feel like this is, do you feel like this is softer than this?
It is.
Yeah.
So the difference is, in this one, you have the PIBA insert and then an EVA kind of like casing, where this one, that one density feels a little softer, where this one feels like a soft landing but a firmer ride.
And overall, it's really nice because of the fit of the upper, it feels like it even feels lighter than it already is too, so you can just move effortlessly kind of through your stride. It's just a really nice shoe. I mean, I'll be honest, I was kind of shocked. I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, I think that this shoe really benefits more that daily mile kind of like cruising speed. And the other thing that people complained about was this doesn't have a lot of stability on either side. As a matter of fact, with this wide opening, you did feel, even the first couple times I was running, I was like, wow, going around corners, I was a little unsure because it kind of gives a little bit.
To that end, obviously there's not a ton of structure in the upper, so like, even though it does fit well, if you do, suffer from that type of condition.
If you suffer from that condition, please dial the number below.
Yeah. The rubber too, by the way, really nice layer of rubber on the outsole here. I think that's going to hold up for probably a while. And it's good traction too. You
can see some creasing in the foam. So I'm wondering if it will stay a 44 millimeter stack or compress down a little bit.
Yeah.
But the cushioning still feels great. I can't see this not making it to 200, 300, 400 miles.
And we do have both of our big guy reviewers on this. They got it a little bit later than us, so they're running in it right now. And we'll have more feedback from them. I will say, full transparency, one of our big dudes he must have mashed a rock or something and punctured the plate, which seems crazy because it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a crack. It wasn't a pressure crack. I think it just landed directly on something.
On a rock. As far as the team goes, everybody on the team was pretty surprised that they were like, hey, we've got something here.
Yeah, and I think we've seen even other reviewers or people say, look, this is like one of the better shoes that's going to come out in 2024. I think a lot of people were surprised. It's nice to have this and see this from Mizuno.
I think this, you take a look at the dual foam Flash 2, that is kind of like the training partner to the Rebellion Pro. And the Rebellion Pro, you're gonna notice some of the geometries look similar and some of the shapes. These shoes, Mizuno's finally coming at it. I feel like we're seeing the beginning of the resurgence of the brand back into running.
And I did want to say the price point on this is $180. It's available in June. So that's like right in the same range as all
The Super Trainers.
yeah, the shoes we've been talking about. It's actually, and compared to the Super Blast, Skyward X, and it's actually more reasonable.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, maybe a last thing. Since we said it reminds us of the SC Trainer V1, and we know that the second version is lighter, and how is this different from the SC Trainer V2? Because I think some people might be wondering that.
The difference between these two shoes is New Balance lowered the stack, so you didn't have kind of that fun feeling of the squish and the bounce and the rebound that you had in the original one. It's still a great shoe. It still has a nice ride and feel, but it kind of took away some of the squishiness and kind of like
the fun factor.
Yeah,
like
the fun factor.
The bounce,
But this is super squishy.
Yeah.
Look at that stack versus the two. And so this one felt more similar to this, and that's kind of funny because one of my complaints is when you pick up the speed in this, it does feel a little mushier, which this shoe took care of that for the SC Trainer 1. So this one felt a little faster to me.
And it is interesting because you see the plate coming almost to the bottom of the midsole for the SC Trainer V2, where the plate still sits a little bit higher up in this. So you get, of course, there's more cushion too, so you get that cushion here above and below the plate. So yeah, I think, like you said, a little bit more bouncy and fun. Where this, maybe a touch more propulsive feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right.
I don't know, if we had lights behind us, it would get a green for me.
Yeah. Just color the screen green or something.
Yeah,
Put a green screen back there.
Green.
But yeah, this is I think this is gonna go down as one of the better shoes at least most surprising shoe of this year.
We hope to see more exciting shoes continue to roll out from Mizuno.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you follow us on all our other channels. We have our podcast, The Drop, and Fuel for the Soul. Make sure you sign up for our weekly email where all the reviews, all the roundups, everything's in one weekly email. Instagram, obviously subscribe and like here. Anything else I'm forgetting?
I think it sounds good. We can put all the links down below.
All right, cool. Thanks for watching.